Go for it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to T3 Media's your home for entertainment news and reviews by fans for fans. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, send us any questions, comments, concerns you might have because we want to hear them. I'm Amy Newman, and joining me today, as always, is the enchanting Mr. Chris
You
Fagan. How
did
you
it
doing today,
again. I
sir?
can't believe I'm never gonna top that enchanting. I'm never gonna chop. I'm just gonna say thank you. I gotta do better at accepting compliments. I've always been bad at that. I have I've always was the unpopular kid growing up, so whenever I get compliments now, I'm like, "Who the hell are you talking about? Don't you lie to me." I don't know why I'm still like that, but hey, guys, I appreciate you guys
A little
for
bit of
joining us
therapy
here at
tucked in
Talking Through
there.
the Media. This is episode 153. We're going to go over this week's trending topics. We're going to talk about some of the things that you guys are talking about that you put in the box for us to go over, and we got your mail, and we're gonna just get started right away. So, before we get started on the show, there was a few things that I wanted to kind of address that didn't make it into the main show. So, just want to address it real quick for the trending portion of it. So, the one of the things that was definitely trending over the weekend was the L.A. Lakers. They won their NBA final. Is it final or finals? Final? I can't remember if it has the S or not, but you should be excited about this, Aim. I mean, you're from California, so I mean, did you witness or did you see any excitement out in the streets or anything like that, or in the neighborhoods where I heard people
Not
were screaming
really. I
Kobe?
know stuff was happening, but the thing you got to know about LA is like it's huge.
It's
So
huge.
I live in Burbank, which is like the suburb where all the movie studios are, and downtown LA is like a different world to me. So like, and I'm not a huge basketball fan. And I'm not like out at events right now, obviously. I feel like normally you at least catch stuff sort of tangentially of like you go into a bar and you're like, why is everyone yelling? But since I was stuck at home and not a basketball fan and about 10 miles away, which is an hour in LA traffic time from where anything was actually happening, I did not catch much, but I am excited for those Lakers fans. I know it was, a rough year in a lot of ways, and that it meant a lot to a lot of people to get to bring home that win. So
Right.
happy for my city, even though it's not my sport of choice.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I saw a lot of things online, like on Twitter. People were showing, or they were photoshopping Kobe Bryant and LeBron James like hugging, and they would show old photos when they took photos together a lot. So it's pretty cool because Kobe passed away earlier this year, wasn't it? I'm like, with everything that's been going on, it's kind of I can't, was it late last year or was it
It
earlier this
was,
year?
it feels like
Feels like it was longer ago than it actually happened, but I think it was earlier
it
this year.
was
But
it
so
was
it
like
was,
January. Insane.
yeah, it's kind of amazing to me that that the same year that it happened, around the same time that LA took the championship. I know there's a lot of conspiracy theory people out there who will
Mhm.
say stuff like the NBA rigged it that way. I just ignore that. I see you rolling your eyes on that on that possibility, but
That's really all you can do.
yeah,
You can't, yeah, you can't like argue with someone who has created their own reality, as
yeah,
this year has shown time and time and time and
exactly. But that was just one of the
that.
things
Yeah.
that was trending. Wasn't there? There was some other things I can't remember that off the top that I want to talk about. But let's just move on to the main portion of the show. Why is that trending? So, guys, if you want to send us a question, a comment, or concern, or if a topic that you want us to talk about, we might discuss it on either We Got Your Mail or Why Is That Trending. But for not right now, we have some topics that we pulled out of the box and we're going to discuss them really fast. But I just want to remind you guys, if you want to catch a podcast version of this show, you can do that on iTunes and on SoundCloud. So join us there if you can't watch us live here on the show. And without further ado, Amy, what is the first trending topic of the week?
From Deadline, Paramount Pictures has won an auction for an epic that will have Gal Gadot wearing the crown of a real Wonder Woman of history. Wonder Woman helmer Patty Jenkins will direct Gal Gadot in Cleopatra, a period biographical drama, scripted by Laeta have not tried to say that name before. I'm so sorry. Laeta Kalogridis. My
Yeah,
apologies.
the script writer, I believe, right? Mhm.
Yeah. This is the first major project package won by Paramount Motion Picture Group president Emma Watts in an auction that came down to Universal, Warner Brothers, Netflix, and Apple. So, why is that trending? Well, people online are attacking the casting using the hashtag whitewashing, while others are posting that Cleopatra was actually of Greek and Persian descent. So, should it matter that Gedot, a woman of Ashkenazi Jewish descent, play the role? Does it matter? The Guardian, for one, stated that the casting misses the chance to give North African actors a higher profile.
A lot of people are
A
already
lot of debate, a lot of discussion, a lot of people really worked up about this. Chris, what do you think?
a lot of people are already talking about this on the. I think we're having a little technical difficulty on there. There it is. It's popping back in. Are already talking about it. And I'm going to address your guys' comments in a second because we're already getting some popped in live as we're streaming. And I appreciate you guys. Definitely, we always want to talk with you guys about any and all topics, especially the main trending topics. Let me introduce my whiteboard here. So, and I didn't want to be one of those guys where I'm like, it's absolutely reprehensible about what's going on, because as growing up, I thought the same thing. Cleopatra, she was in Egypt. I thought, she was of African descent, and but then
Hmm.
I remember learning a while ago that that might not have been the case, and I had to go back and refresh my memory on it because a lot of people, uh, so when I looked it up, it said that she was actually of Greek and of Persian descent, as you just read out. But that didn't
Hmm.
stop Black Twitter from going all over the board on it. It had woke Twitter also in defense of it. But the funny thing about it is, it was going both ways. It was like a lot of there was one tweet that I saw that was pretty funny where a black girl was like, I wonder how many black people will be up in arms about this casting, not knowing the real history of Cleopatra. And that made me pause, and I went, okay, because I remember hearing something about it. And yeah, I double checked, and I was like, yeah, a Greek. I knew I heard that was actually Cleopatra's history, and this whole time we're thinking because it's Egypt, she has to be black. But I'm okay with. I don't care about. I'm glad that Patty Jenkins is getting another big project to work on. Probably a project she's been wanting to work on for a while. I'm okay with Gal Gadot doing it. I don't care about the whole. Um, because I know she's Israeli, and I guess there people are like up in arms about the history of Egypt, slavery and things like that. Should they have gone with a woman who is of Egyptian heritage? Maybe, uh, but they didn't. They went with Gal Gadot, who can pass for Greek or whatnot. So I mean, the question maybe the question is, should they have gotten somebody who is of Greek or Persian um, descent? Or who's to
But
say that
people
they
still would
didn't?
have been pissed. Like, it's one of those things where it's like I see the sides of the argument, but I feel like there is no choice they would have made
Right,
that
that
would
would
have
have made
made
anybody
everybody
happy.
happy.
Right.
'Cause it's a complicated issue because you're dealing with such ancient history, you're dealing with academia, you're dealing with things where it's like we don't have a clear-cut answer of like we have photographs of this is what she looked like. So I feel like if you
Yeah.
had gone with an actress with African heritage, the people with academic backgrounds would have come in and been angry. And if you cast a Greek actress, people would have been angry she wasn't black. So I think it's one of those. I I get where people are coming from, and I just don't feel like they could have won this argument.
Now, speaking about where people are coming from, let me go. I gotta remember to for next week. I'm gonna do better about this, guys. I'm gonna have this displayed. But for now, you're gonna bear with me. I'm gonna read them out from the live chat right now. People are already chiming in on it. Shorty Zamir FFX FFXV or FFX5? The answer is yes. It is whitewashing. Not surprising though. Most of Hollywood is still doing this BS. Egyptian gods? Question mark. Make them white. Cleopatra? Question mark. Clearly, she was pale. She was in Africa. She was in Africa, but according to historians, she was of Greek heritage. So, I mean, that's. I mean, I mean that's. I mean, if that's the facts, then those are the facts. I mean, like I said, I remember hearing about that, and I had to double check, and I was like, I know I'm not crazy. So it's probably that she or her family just conquered or just ruled over in Egypt, but they say that her heritage was Greek. Craig, the tech guy, friend of mine, I did a couple of collabs with him on his channel. He liked one of my Spider-Man rants, and he asked me to be on his channel. So he's chiming in. This thing with Gal Gadot is trash. Cleo is African. Cleo ruled over in Africa. Yeah, but like I said, she, according to the historians, might have been of Greek history. So with that being a question mark, or if it is what it is, because of Gal Gadot's facial features. I mean, from every picture that I've seen of Cleopatra, of the best that they can recreate it, Gal Gadot, those are some it features. And in legend, she was supposed to be the most beautiful woman in the land, right? That was what they. Some people say that she was actually whatever. I'm not gonna go there, but she was, so Gal Gadot being one of the hottest actresses, and I mean that both ways, like physically and the highest paid and most sought after actors in Hollywood right now. It just makes sense to go with the name like Gal Gadot. She's with Wonder Woman crushing it and everything. It just made sense. Yeah. Real quick, because you guys are lighting it up on this one. Master Carbuncle, DNA evidence indicates her as an ideal choice. Ancient Egyptians were not Africans, even though Egypt is in Africa, isn't it? They were Middle Eastern. Middle Eastern. But isn't Egypt? But Egypt is in Africa. Egypt is a part of Africa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I know I'm wrong about that. I was waiting for you to co-sign. I was waiting for you to co-sign. So, I'm like, wait a minute, I know I'm not wrong.
I will take that stance. Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
That's part of it. It's we're in this weird time where it's like
what
people are just picking their own facts, and it's also a thing that doesn't have hard facts. Like I was trying to Google this to learn a little bit more so I could really have an educated opinion. Right. And it was a lot of like, so we know she was Greek, we know this. And then a lot of academics sort of, there are different circles, there are different schools of thought, there are different things that might point to different, pieces of her background that we're not 100% sure. Right. So it just, and it's nuanced and it's complicated, and people on the internet people in general nowadays don't do well with that, I feel like. And it's like, yes, whitewashing is a huge problem. I don't know if this is whitewashing. It's iffy. It's a gray area. So it's going to be a mess that people are going to be mad of. But they would have been mad about it literally whatever they had done. Someone would have found an issue.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was going to say about it. Yeah. And I know what you're saying, Master Carbuncle. I know what I mean, because it's Egypt is that country that's mostly considered mostly for the Middle East Middle Eastern people. And I remember getting into an argument because I worked out in the Middle East for like 6 years under the military, and I remember having an argument with my ex about the fact that I said I was, because I'm over here in Asia right now, and she's like, no, you're not. I'm like, yeah, I'm in Asia. She's like, no, you're in Africa, or I forgot what she said, but she didn't believe me when I said Iraq was a part of Asia. And I remember getting into an argument about her. I said, I need you to look at your hands, and I want you to count the continents for me. And she went one by one, and then she was like, for some reason she thought that it was a whole different continent.
We've showed off our smarty brains today.
I'm gonna next time I'll do better on the chalkboard. But okay, let's move on to the next topic if you don't, please.
Up next, we have from Variety. European cinema operators have said they're devastated by Disney's decision to release Pixar's Soul directly on streamer Disney Plus, saying the movie has, quote, shocked and dismayed them and deprived many audiences across the continent from watching the film. A statement from the International Union of Cinemas, which represents European cinema operators, said, quote, the vast majority of cinemas across Europe and indeed many regions of the world are now open and able to offer a safe and enjoyable return for audiences. Here's why it's trending. The Walt Disney Company under CEO Bob Chapek and Bob Iger has unveiled a new corporate structure that places a higher priority on streaming in light of the rapid success of Disney Plus. So they
And
have really decided, it sounds like streaming is the future. I saw another article discussing that, yeah, that's what they want to focus on moving forward. And I think especially in light of the pandemic, but also just what they want to work on. And obviously that is really bad news if you own a movie theater right now.
oh yeah, oh yeah, it's bad. It's bad news.
Yeah.
For it's, I mean, it's smart on Disney's part for, I guess, looking ahead. I mean, they're doing the Netflix thing, and they're like, streaming is the future. We people want movies mailed to them. This is gonna be great.
Mhm.
But it's bad news if you want your movie to be if you want to see your movies in the theater, and that's what I want. I want my movies in the theater. So my theory now is the two Bobs are on a path to try to destroy AMC and movies as we know it. They're on a mission to try to destroy the movie theater. That's my new conspiracy theory. Disney is the first shot is fired. They are trying to destroy movie theaters because they have so many subscribers to Disney Plus right now. They're like, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine, but you know, screw the
I
studios, I guess, right?
I think this is all just a shift towards like, and it kind of makes me sad because I like going to movies. I think movie theaters are on a path, and I think the pandemic, and I think even Disney has said, like, the pandemic pushed forward what was already kind of our game plan with Disney Plus. And I think what we're going to see is movie theaters becoming more and more of like a niche thing, either
Yeah.
like sort of a niche, like, oh, you're a person who loves movie theaters and like seeks out movie theaters, or like huge budget stuff.
Oh, I'm gonna be so upset with that. Like, oh, it's so cute. You want to go watch in a movie theater? That's so cute. Now, what are you gonna buy? You gonna buy a vinyl record after Grandpa? Oh man,
Though
let
I
the
don't know. I also think human beings are weirdly stubborn, and I do think there is things that are genuinely human connection things,
Mhm.
we are hard pressed to lose. Like, I come from a theater background.
Yeah.
People still go to the theater. It's been a dying art form for like hundreds of years now, but people still go to the theater. People still go and see live comedy. I think people will still want to go and see movies in theaters.
Yeah.
I don't know if there will be as many movie theaters. I obviously not every movie is going to go to theaters, but I do think especially for like big budget stuff or like the big comedy everybody said like the water cooler stuff, people are going to want to experience that with other people. I don't think that experience is going to go away. I think there's bad news, like I said, if you own an AMC right now, but
Yeah. Because right now, and I think I read on that article that especially franchises and movie theaters that are in other countries, because they did, a lot of countries did a good job keeping the pandemic down and
yeah,
doing
they
good,
did. We'll
and
do that one.
but without but without movies to put in the theaters,
Yeah.
that's just going to be a blow to the system, especially here in America with the whole thing with AMC. If another wave hits and theaters aren't going to be able to open at all, or if studios aren't going to be able to send movies to the theaters to at least try because of fear of losing all that money. If we wait until 2021 or 2022, these a lot of these theaters are not going to make it,
Yeah.
especially AMC, and that's what I'm worried about. I hope the studios will do something with their stockpiles of Scrooge McDuck cash and help out along with I don't care who does it. Like, I want the studios to help. I want the government to help, and I want these movie theaters to get something, because the Hollywood industry, we can't lose that. I mean, I'm glad that Endgame is gonna probably stay the number one movie of all time, and now Avatar has no damn chance of coming back and taking that spot. But I don't want it to be because of this. I want it to be
Yeah.
because I want it to be because of legitimate reasons. So I hope something happens, because I like going to the movies. I love it
I
and
do
I miss
too.
it.
But I also do like I think it's rough that Disney is not doing at least the like streaming theatrical release model. I
Mhm.
feel like that would have been maybe a better call, but they also clearly like trying to charge for Mulan didn't work. So I feel like Disney's just trying to figure out what this formula looks like for them, and they're very much focused on like keeping their heads above water.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Why should I worry about them when we could just worry about ourselves and save the money and give ourselves another bonus? It's like what is it? The rising tide raises all ships. I mean, dude, in the long run, I mean, you're gonna make more money from the theaters than you would at home, from streaming. But their attitude about it is, well, then we'll put less budgets in the production of these upcoming films and just put them out on Disney Plus. So,
Mhm.
and then on top of that, in the future, if that's the only option or the main option, if Netflix and Disney Plus and Hulu are the only options, and because all the theaters are closed, then I guess maybe the production of these movies will go back up again. But there's going to be a time where the production value of these movies are going to go down until everything kind of recalibrates and catch up. But I digress. Let's move on to the next. What is the third and the final topic?
And we got TMZ reporting. That's how you know it's going to be a juicy one. TMZ reporting a crazy jewelry heist scene on NCIS New Orleans got way too real for the actors involved when real cops showed up and pointed their guns at them. And now they're suing. The actors, not the cops. The two actors involved in the scene, along with the jewelry store owner, have filed a lawsuit in LA against CBS for allegedly misleading them into shooting a realistic guerrilla style armed robbery in broad daylight without proper permits or giving cops and neighbors a heads up. The networks filed docs to get the case tossed out of California court, arguing that it involves events that took place in Louisiana, so that's where the case should have been filed. The plaintiff's lawyers, Caleb Mason and Alan Jackson, weird, agreeing the show is produced by CBS in LA.
That story was
So there you go.
that story was so weird when I first saw it, because and when I read up about it more
I'm
today.
just
Go ahead.
I'm just confused by the lawyer named Alan Jackson. I'm like, wow, his career took a turn.
What's wrong with Alan Jackson?
It's isn't that a country singer?
I I have no idea. I'm gonna say
He does
yes.
live in. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's like that reminds me of Office Space when one of the characters' name was Michael Bolton.
Yeah.
But
No, this story is wild.
the whole the and when TMZ confirmed what I was thinking, CBS did not get permits or permission. They did not give the police a heads up of what they were about to do. So the store, I guess, across the street next door, some other store owner was like, they called 911. My the owner next across the street from me is being robbed, and I could only imagine. I am so thankful that it didn't turn out as worse as it could have,
Oh my
because
God, right?
these actors were holding what looked like AK-47s. You saw the footage from that was real footage from before I guess the incident happened. They were recording themselves maybe on Instagram or something like that, and with the ski mask, with the suits, it looked like a cop's. I could just only imagine a cop going in like after seeing all those action movies, like this is I'm gonna save the day kind of a mentality. It could have been really bad with
As
the
someone
way it was
needs
laid
to
out.
be so very fired. Like I've worked enough like bad low budget non-union like student films and indie films and stuff. It's like I wouldn't do it. I would never ask an actor to do it. The concept that NCIS is sending people in like, permits, just go in there with a gun is insane.
Yeah, just shoot fast, shoot the scene real quick, get in, get out, like it
That's
was
what I do when
really
it's
a
like,
heist.
okay, I'm just gonna shoot like a scene of my friends talking in this Starbucks real low key. Not
Right,
if someone has a fake gun.
right, right. I mean, I don't. You're right. Somebody is getting fired.
I
CBS
mean, yeah.
isn't. They're not commenting on it yet, but somebody's got to get thrown under the bus. The showrunner, somebody. CBS cannot take that kind of a hit that they failed to secure a permit, that they failed to give the cops a heads up. Those are the
Well, that's part
first
of
two
what's so
things.
crazy. It's not just like, oh, this one person messed up. It's like that
That
decision
takes so
had
many
to have gone
levels.
through the chain of command.
Yeah, there's so many people that are going to be thrown under the bus under under
Yeah.
that. The CEO of CBS is like, I'm not going down for this. it's it's ridiculous. I mean, could you imagine if the scene required shooting or fake explosions or something
Oh
like that?
man.
People would have freaked out. The
Yeah.
first thing that the police would have done was would give a heads up, or at least the showrunners should have given a heads up to the people around. That at the very least, that should have happened. Telling the people
I
around.
do murder mysteries
Hmm.
in an old spaghetti factory
Hmm.
sometimes. And we give the people eating in the old spaghetti factory a heads up that we have a cap gun in the murder mystery.
Right.
In an
Exactly.
old spaghetti factory.
Because you don't want people to freak out. I mean,
Yeah.
people have
And
been
you don't
killed.
know yet. You
Yeah.
don't know who has, I mean, for us, it's less because it's a pretty quick, like, oh, that was a bit. But, like, yeah, you don't know who's going to, like, freak out. You
Yeah.
don't know who's. I operate under the assumption that everyone has a gun and might kill me. So,
Right.
like,
And you don't know how some cops might react to something like that from seeing
yeah,
that.
no, not
There
even
have been people who have been killed with toy guns
or
because a
less.
cop
Yeah.
came in hot.
Hmm.
So I'm glad that didn't turn out that way this time. But somebody's got to go down for this because that was a huge screw up. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Unacceptable.
I'm gonna yeah, and totally unacceptable. So I'm gonna keep an eye out on that story, see if there's any development on it, and I'll probably post it out on our social media, any updates on it. But yeah,
I trust beloved country music icon Alan Jackson to get to the bottom of
yeah,
this.
yeah, I'm sure. Okay, with that out of the way, we're gonna. Well, guys, it's that time of the show where we do a little bit of the "We Got Your Mail." So when you put something in the box, we'll respond to it if it's something, especially if we haven't discussed before. So you can contact us at t3medias.com /contact or at t3medias on our social media. So what, Facebook, TikTok, as long as that's still a thing, or anything
Pretty
with
much everything but LinkedIn.
everything, exactly, anything but LinkedIn, and we'll discuss
We'll
it
set
right.
up a Tinder just to be safe.
And oh yeah, send it to Did you say Tinder?
Yeah.
But
We'll set up a
what?
grinder too because inclusivity is important to us.
Yeah, I thought I had it displayed up, but I don't. I guess I'll try to fix that later. But oh, there it is. Okay? The first you have the first message that's up. The only message, I mean, that's up, right?
I was like, I'm missing the second one then. Yeah, we got a comment from DeBebler in response to one of my comedy reacts saying, I was surprised to hear you use the lingo tight five in reference to his bit. Have you done any stand-up or similar performance other than this channel? Of course. Yes.
Yeah. Have
Next question.
uh,
No, yeah, I have done stand-up. I have some stand-up experience. And
oh no, I'm sorry, the camera wasn't working. Go. There you are.
I was like, I'll just talk in the dark. It's cool. Yes, I am an actor. I have a musical theater background. If you want my performance, I'll shoot it. Can you just get my resume up on the screen, Chris? That'd be great.
Oh yeah, let me do that right away. I don't.
Yeah, I do improv, sketch, stand-up comedy. So I know the phrase tight five. I've been around.
So for those of you that don't know, because I don't at all, what is
Oh,
a
a tight
tight
five is
five?
basically because a tight five is just generally a five in reference to the number of minutes in your set. So generally, at a lot of stand-up shows or open mics, you get your 5 minutes. Sometimes it's more, but five is sort of the standard. So the concept of a tight 5 is just sort of that 5 minutes of stand-up material that you have honed, that you are really comfortable with, that like these jokes work, I've honed it. So that's just sort of the lingo of like, oh yeah, can you just show us your tight 5? It's not, it sounds kind of dirty. I've said it enough times.
I was literally about to say that. You show me your type 5. Ooh,
If you go
give a
into an
lady a
audition and
dinner.
someone asks you to see their tight 5, uh, say yes, but say yes with caution.
I know how I'm gonna be flirting with Joy later.
So yeah, that is what a type 5 is. Thanks for asking.
See, and who says this show can't be educational? See, there you go. So now
We kind of we learned some geography today.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys for talking in the live chat, and maybe once in a while, if you want to support the channel, man, a super chat would have been pretty cool. I remember the first time I got a super chat, I freaked out. I was like, what? But yeah, just think about it, guys. Come on, support the channel. We already have our join button is already up. So if you guys want to get exclusive content that you want to get first on this channel before anybody else sees it, you can become a member on our Patreon and or join us here on YouTube. Become a member there, and it helps us create better content and get a streaming system and a better microphone, so that echo thing that happened last week won't ever happen again. But I'll just bring that up later. So think about that, guys, when you're thinking about becoming a subscriber. And I appreciate you guys for talking with us. So with that out of the way, Miss Amy Newman, I appreciate you once again for helping me out on another episode of Talking Through the Meetings. Can you let everybody know where they can find you?
Sure thing. I'm on Instagram at amy.n.newman and on Twitter at amy_n_Newman.
And guys, you can always find me right here. You can hit me up on Twitter and on Instagram, Chris Fagan 1980. I think there's a little bit of a delay. I'm gonna have to check everything out and see what's going on. But appreciate it, guys. I don't have any snappy, witty comeback. This show was streamed in front of a live studio audience, and we had a permit to do so. So everybody out there, be